This is a session for your soul, a session for my soul. That's what music and the experience of art and music does for us. That's what we do around here. This is the soul session, man. This is a session for your soul, a session for my soul. That's what music and the experience of art and music does for us. That's what we do around here. This is the soul session, man. This is a session for your soul, a session for my soul. That's what music and the experience of art and music does for us. That's what we do around here. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, this is the soul session, man. This
I'll
is
let
a
her run
session
the
for your
intro,
soul,
like-
a session for my soul. That's what music and the experience of art and music does for us. That's what we do around here.
What's going on, Colin? No guitars today, but I got something kind of cool lined up. I'm gonna embrace the third iteration of the Reynaldo Moreno Art Gallery by being a radio station today. Got a couple
There are
old.
times when it doesn't feel very good. There are times when you feel like you're getting trampled on. I promise you, you are the courageous one. You are the brave one. You are the strong one to give everything.
It'll be definitely an abbreviated set, but I definitely wanted to connect. Feeling good. Feeling pretty good, but a little sore, a little bit. I was. I got a little confident, so it's good. It's good. You should have seen the thing they took out of it. It was crazy. It was bigger than I thought it was, and yeah, no, I just like I said, a little sore, and I feel like a lot of movement can kind of like
It's the love of my higher self
feel a little bit.
that's holding the space for me to get to where I need to get. That gives me the air that I need to breathe. Perhaps it's moments of my higher self that write these songs as waypoints, checkpoints, markers along the way to get to that point to where I am fully love.
Glad you got to sort of take care about the. Yeah, no, I'm really glad about that too, Colin, because Collins is, yeah, I'd been dealing with it for a while, and it gotten so big and so large that I was manipulating how my hair. You know, sometimes I put my chongo up to cover it, and then I want to say about 3 months ago, it all kind of came out. And I had to deal with it, you know, in a way that, you know, I was like, oh crap, and yeah. So I'm glad it's kind of over. The last part will be a couple weeks. I got to get stitches out in a couple weeks, and but that's it. But yeah, I think I'll definitely see how I feel tomorrow, and maybe do like I'll actually play a little bit tomorrow, and then definitely just chill for the weekend. I told I told my old lady, I was like, I couldn't ask for a better weekend to relax than International Fight Week. So I get to sit back and just watch fights and just relax for the weekend. So it'll be good. But I'm really excited. I wanted to, number one, never, as much as possible, never break the chain. And I wanted to just, reward such a strange word, but like I want to reward, I want to give y'all something for always showing up. And I don't share a lot of my old music to anyone or anything because I'm like embarrassed about it. But I thought that's what I would want to do today is if I can't sing from my own voice, maybe we can do something else. And so I wanted to just crack open a few tunes that were some old recordings that have not really seen the light of day before. And just like I said, embrace the Reynaldo Moreno radio station today. And so yeah. So I think that's what we're gonna go do today, and that's how I think that's what my thoughts are. So that's it. But feeling good, feeling chilling, and so this first tune I want to play is recorded in, I want to say this was 2001, if not no, this was 2000. Yeah, this was 2001, and this was the first. This is my first presentation of Phoenix, and I remember going in the studio in St. Paul because I was still in college at St. Thomas, and I've kind of told the story before, but I just feel like that gentleman, that space is always connected specifically with this track, and it was "Be Made New." And I was mashing the words together. He's like, "What are you trying to say, son?" And I'm like, "And be made new." He's like, "Well, then say that." Yes, sir. And so I went back in there and did it again. 'Cause I remember being kind of like cocky, like I'm like one take wonder. Like I'll just go in there and bang them out. I just knock out bangers. And so not having one slice of humble pie, but just saying, "Listen, man, once you enunciate your words, and number two, you don't get it all in one take." That was it was a humbling experience, but it's such a beautiful experience, and it's a really wonderful memory that I have. Coobs, what's up, buddy? Coobs, you come up as if you weren't going to, in this little trip down memory lane. So, anyways, this is from 2001. I may get up and just kind of, just chill out and come back for the song. We'll see what's going on, but either way, so I'm gonna mute the song, and this is gonna be a few tracks, but this is from 2001. This is a song called Phoenix.
I see the fear running down your cheeks, haunted by the memories past. And I know that time can constantly remind you, in front of you and behind you, waiting for you to open your eyes to see the masterpiece before you, and this gift that love has left you, if you'll just wait for a while. The pieces that are broken and this door that cannot open will be made to see the fullness in your eyes and be made new. I find you here with your gaze towards the heavens, trying to find the reasons why. Just look around, no longer bound by imperfections. The love I have, the freedom to fly. For you to open your eyes to see the masterpiece before you,
you, and this gift that love has left you if you'll just wait for a while. The pieces that are broken and this door that cannot open will be made to see the fullness in your eyes and be made new and be made new. If you'll just open your eyes to see the masterpiece before you and this gift that love has left you. If you'll just wait for a while, the pieces that are broken and this door that cannot open will be made to see the fullness in your eyes and be made new. And be made new. I find you here with your gaze towards the heavens, trying to find the reasons why.
Yeah, man, that was Phoenix. Like I said, I I can't remember because I had a gap year because I went home for, so I took a break for a year when I left seminary went home, and then I came back to school, and then there was probably another gap year in there because before I even went to seminary, I was playing football in college, and I took a little bit of break from that, and. Yeah, man, long time, brother. Long travels, and and then so there's a little bit of a gap year there too. So I think 22 sounds about right, where I would have been done with school around that time, and was just kind of finishing up because I was at the time I was staying with my girl at the time. I was staying in Minnesota for an extra year while she was finishing up school. So that was. Yeah, so that was definitely 22 years old now. That's why I was doing the math on it. We're doing that, but yeah, man, that was a really cool experience, and it was a really tender moment. In two ways. Number one, it was because it was like that was the first chance I got to express my thoughts and my ideas, and to have an elder give me some guidance and not. I've always had these. You've always heard these horror stories. I think maybe I've heard horror stories about, the studio being this grueling experience and this kind of this, I guess minimizing experience. But this was, I got criticized and I got built up at the same time. You know what I mean? So it wasn't minimized. I was actually uplifted as I was being guided through the process, and so it was really sweet. And I always love that. I'll always have a sweet memory with that track, and I'm glad that I have that in my possession. So. And it warms my heart to share that with y'all. So, yeah. So now we're going to fast forward to 2011. And this is, you like that version of Phoenix? That's cool, man. Yeah. Thank you. That's the OG. That's the original recipe. So this one is 2011, and this is from Martini Ranch. And this is where I give my shout out to Kubasco, my buddy John, who's just been with me for such a long time, and who this song in particular, he was like, I love this song. The song reminds me of my children. Yeah, no, not that song. It's not this song because it reminds me of his kids, but he loves this tune. He loves it. I'm trying to remember. He loves this tune. I shouted out to him for a reason, so I'll just shut up and play the tune. And but I also shout out to my mom, who actually came down to Scottsdale to the club to watch me play. So even then, mom's been hooking me up with all that love and that fire and that support. Te quiero, mama. The song Too Much.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a little breather real quick. If you don't mind that, do you? Grab a drink. Grab a pretty girl. Grab a good-looking dude. Let's do this.
Still trying to figure out how to talk to you.
Y'all have to recognize a very special guest in the audience. Hasn't happened in a bit, so I'm really happy that she's here. Give it up for Miss Reynaldo Moreno, my mother. Give it up for her. She's in the back. Give it up for my mama. Te quiero, mama. Thank you. She's been putting up with my crap for a long time.
Yo, She made these shorts. She made these shorts. She made these shorts. I don't know what else to say. Like, I just know how to say she made these shorts. It's tight. And then with the leftover fabric, she made a shirt for my two nephews, so we all have matching outfits. It's so tight. My mom is this shit. I love you. All right, let's go.
This is a song called Too Much. This goes out to my man, John Cabasco, for all your support, man. This is for you, brother. I love you.
I love you, John. I love you, John. All right, let's go for a ride.
Trying to figure out what was my crime. Searching for sweet familiarity in the midst of lies. I'm trying to find the reason why I left my mom's side. Since all I have on my thoughts, that's where I reside. Did I give you too much of my heart? Did I make you feel like you were my world? Did I promise you that I'd never leave? Maybe that was too much. Please tell me. Don't wanna be haunted by the memories. Don't wanna relive each tear I cry. And I know that time will still be passing. Still I wonder why. Did I give you too much of my heart? Did I make you feel like you were my world? Did I promise you that I'd never leave? And maybe that was too much. I know I can walk away, knowing it's my heart I gave. That was the best that I could do. And even though the lights come clear, oh, what could it be? That was the best that I could do. Did I give you too much of my heart? Did I make you feel like you were my world? Did I promise you that I'd never leave? Maybe that was too much, or maybe not enough. Please tell me. Oh, please tell me. I got to know. Please tell me. I got to know. I got to know. Y'all wanna go? Should we do this? I gotta know. Let's do it. Y'all ready to go? Here we go. Here we go. I got to know.
Yeah, man. I guess first off, man, thanks to Coobs for. I wouldn't have these if it wasn't for him setting up that recording equipment. Straight up, like I wouldn't have any of that stuff if it wasn't for him. So I appreciate you so much, Coobs. And yeah, that was cool. Second off, it was yeah, it is really neat to hear all the extra instrumentation on top of that. It was really fun, and it was a lot of work. It was a lot of rehearsals, and I think as I'm looking back on these now, sup, choochers, you just missed a Martini Ranch throwback, man. I did the full track, so this is gonna be a fun little. This will be a fun little episode to go back and listen to. But secondly, as I'm listening back on that, I think what I'm seeing you guys excited, and it realizes how I was excited about, like, these were still, and I don't mean it arrogantly, but like these were my ideas, like these are my hunches, these are my diamond hands, these were my bets on myself. These ideas, these compositions that I had, I'm like, nah, man, these are fire, and I know this is good, and this would be a really cool direction to take too much for a second. Let's go somewhere, let's do this, and what if we did it like this, and what do you think about this, guys? Can you, and follow this? And it was just really I'm tingling just thinking about it. Is the continued landscape to create that vision, and I guess more importantly to maintain that conviction that I know what I got. I know that these things are really, just like Khan said, like no matter where you sing it, even how old you sing it, like the song's good. And that's a rare thing. It's a special thing. It's a sacred thing. And I've held on to these things, and I know what I got, man. So Diamond Hands was written a long, long time ago, man. And so I think that was really cool to just sit back and listen to, like, yeah, that was it wasn't like those were my ideas. And it was neat to hear other folks just complete the thought, instead of me just kind of doing it all on my own, which I've done for such a long time. So yeah, that's a really cool memory, man. And I'm glad I got to share that with y'all. There's one more, I think there's one more off of this session that I want to play. I just got to find it real quick. And yeah, this is one where this was another kind of, which I was really excited about, was not only having instrumentations, but actually extra vocals, right? I've always been trying to sing on top of myself. And I was like, yo, let's just do this for a second. And so this was a cute little, this was number one. What I also loved about this was, it was, shouting out my mom. Even then, shouting out my mom. Even then, Jay Coobs, Blue Suede Studios, and Reynaldo Moreno have always been side by side, trying to figure this stuff out together. And number three, and probably always, always underrated, but just paramount, is my pops. And Mom always used to love it. My pops is fantastic. And so I always shout out my pops too. And so here's Pops. Just like always, never changing.
My papa was going to be here tonight because my dad is the one that influences a lot of this stuff. So on YouTube, Father, this is for you. It's from the Temptations. If y'all know it, I want you to sing it with me. Let's come together, y'all. Let's sing the song together.
I think he had to work that night, so he couldn't make it. So, John, we're streaming this to YouTube, even back then.
You'll know it.
See through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy. To have a girl like her is truly a dream come true. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to you. Yeah, I say y'all. But it was just my imagination once again, running away with me. Yeah, oh, it was just my imagination running away with me.
Yeah, that was really cool. So now we got to fast forward to, gosh, I want to say about 5 years ago. And this is me now. This is gonna be. This was me going in the studio in Minneapolis and taking the song "Gonna Be," and this is me taking the vision of the multiple vocals and actually doing them on my parts myself. And so when I was flipping through the tracks, I was like, oh, this might be really cool to share because I probably won't. Too much needs to have a band behind it, just not this arrangement. And Gonna Be needs some arrangement behind it, needs some vocals, just not this one. So a lot of this stuff will just kind of sit on the, it'll just be there. It'll be in my archives just to have. But like I said, this is a thanks. This is a opening up, a vulnerability moment because of the support that you give, the space that you create. So I wanted to share it with you because it probably won't go anywhere else other than right here. So. And that's a good thing, I guess. When I say it like that, I want you to know that's a very beautiful, precious thing that we're doing right now. So anyways, here's Gonna Be from 5 years ago, and me trying to be singing backup vocals. Let's see where it goes. We hadn't tracked drums yet on this.
Begin right in the morning when you laid your lips upon my face, giving your tenderness and good love. It makes our waiting worth the wait. When you tell me that you love me and you don't want to be anywhere but here, I hope you know this is the last time to lay our cards down without fear. It's gonna be you, it's gonna be me. We're gonna take our love and make this work together. It's gonna be true, and we're gonna be free. Free to take our love and make it last forever. You captivate my very being. My heart had known it from the start, asking me to come ever closer. By the reckless way you give your heart. When you tell me that you love me and you don't want to be anywhere but here, I hope you know this is the last time to lay our cards down without fear. Oh, oh, oh. It's gonna be it's gonna be me. We're gonna take our love and make this work together. It's gonna be true, and we're gonna be free. Free to take our love and make it last forever. Oh, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be me. We're gonna take our love and make it last forever. It's gonna be true, and we're gonna be free. Free to take our love and make it last forever.
Yeah. So that was Gonna Be with all of my own vocals and all that kind of good stuff. And that was recorded about 5 years ago at the Minnehaha Recording Studio in Minneapolis. And yeah, that was the first chance I got to layer my own vocals and felt confident enough to do that before I was like, no, I can't do that. And so that was another fun playground. I look at all these as like canvases, playgrounds, another opportunity just in the space to create these compositions. And I think it's really freeing viewing them as just these single compositions, as opposed to, I think back in the day, I think when I'm seeing all this hair, I think back in the day when I listened to the hits and all these classics and you know, the music that influenced me, they were timeless. They were these giant markers in my life, and so my association with music was that this was a timeless, you know, etching in stone for all eternity. Because you steal that opening of dum dum doo dum doo dum, and I hear my girl, and the hair stands up on the back of our heads, and it's that specific version, that specific tonal quality. So there's a real like intimacy to hit, and for me, I'm like, I know these songs are bangers, so I don't want to put them out, because once I put them out, then they're etched in stone. But I think there's a fun space in which I'm realizing as I'm listening back to these things, it's like, you know, they're just single compositions, you know, young man. They're just single compositions that you hang up and that you just put there, and there's just beautiful moments in time, and you keep moving on. Like, that's just, you got to keep scooting, and you build upon that stuff. And so, yeah, this was just a really fun exercise today, and I'm glad I got a chance to share that with y'all. Just because it was like, and this is the space where I would do it, right? Bulldog. Yeah, this is the space, and you specifically, you folks are the people that I want to give this to. I could very easily make these as a post or on any of these platforms, or you know, spam it out to everything. But this, where it sits here, it resides, it's held here. This is just a beautiful thing, and I just want to thank y'all for that. And since this is my space, I wanted to just shine a light on a tune that I listened to, and two tunes that I listened to back to back when I need a little pep in my step, and when I need a little light in my fire. So I want to share those with y'all, and then that'll be our show for the day. I'm really looking forward to going back and chopping this up and I'll give the chapters and the dates or the years, and that way you guys can go back and check it out, because this is a very special, like I said, this is a special gift for y'all, and it would only special to the Reynaldo Moreno Art Gallery, food truck, and Today radio station. So thank y'all very much, and I think I've said everything I need to say. I think so. So let's listen to these next two tunes. One's a spoken word poetry with music behind it, and it goes into this. Like I said, these are some of my songs that just, they're a band called Growing Nation. They're from Milwaukee. I heard them years and years and years ago, and I don't even know the titles of the tracks. It was a burned CD of a burned CD that someone gave to me, and I was like, do not leave without me getting a copy of this. And I've held on to this cherished piece of music for forever. And so, Growing Nation, I just wanted to share this with y'all, because it's like I said, I wanted to share this piece of art. I would want to hang this in my art gallery, and I want to share this light with y'all. So let's take a listen to these two tunes, and then I'll come back and I'll say my I love yous and thank yous. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. But thank you so much for creating this space. Thank you for sharing your love. I feel it.
Yeah. This poem is dedicated to the family of Ishmael Matthews and all the families that have lost a loved one in Milwaukee and the world over. That we may all know and understand that with our faith in God, when the morning come, everything will be all right. Man. You see, I remember when we were shorties, I remember when we were shorties and in between playing cans and high and go get it with girls. I used to put up the Alexander the Grape and Jolly Joe money for me and my boy, cause his mama was always drinking up his half, and on other days she would smoke up his half. And I remember that day he came to me tired of never having his half, running off some stuff to me about, I'm sick of her, man. I'm sick of her, man, and I'm tired of you always having to pay for me. And I swear to God, I'm gonna get mine. I swear to God, I'm gonna get mine. Even if I gotta take it, I'm gonna get mine. And I just shook my head and looked them in the eyes. And after I gave off a sigh these words, I replied, oh, it's nighttime now, but that sun will soon rise. Bursting through them dark clouds, it'll light up the sky. So hold on in rough times, dog, and never ask why. Cause when the morning come, everything will be all right. And later on in life, we was always getting into drama cause that was my dog. And when he was in and out of jail, I put money on his books cause that was my dog. And I remember that day. I went to go visit him in the Bing, and as we sat on opposite ends of that thick glass, he was mad and frustrated again, running off some stuff to me about, I can't be like you, Moo. I can't be like you, Moo. Lord knows I tried, but we was just dealt different hands, and this is the only way I know how to play. Believe me, I don't want to sell these drugs. I don't want to sell these drugs. But for right now, this is just who I am. It's just who I am. And again, I just shook my head and looked him in the eyes. And after I gave off a sigh these words, I replied, it's nighttime now, but that sun will soon rise. Bursting through them dark clouds, it'll light up the sky. So hold on in rough times, dog, and never ask why. Cause when the morning come, everything will be all right. And I remember that day he got out of jail. You see, I remember that day he got out of jail, and somehow he got into it with some cats over a money situation, and an argument broke out, and they let off rounds, and he let off rounds, and when the smoke cleared, my dog laid on the ground. And I could remember receiving that telephone call and how I dropped the phone, and I felt myself going crazy, like I was talking to his spirit. I was talking to his spirit like he was right there, like he was right there, and I told you this was gonna happen. I told you this was gonna happen, and that was some garbage about you not being able to do nothing other than hustle. You could have been anything you wanted to be. You could have done anything you wanted to do if only you believed in yourself and applied yourself, but you was just hard-headed and selfish. How could you be so selfish? How could you be so selfish and compromise your family and your friends and everybody who meant something to you? And in the midst of me screaming and yelling, I heard my words and his voice in my head. In the midst of me screaming and yelling, I heard my words and his voice in my head, reminding me about the truth of life. And this is what he said. Oh, it's nighttime now, but that sun will soon rise. Bursting through them dark clouds, it'll light up the sky. So hold on in rough times, Moo, and never ask why. Cause when the morning come, everything will be all right. Oh, it's nighttime now, but that sun will soon rise. Bursting through them dark clouds, it'll light up the sky. So hold on in rough times, Moo, and never ask why. Cause when the morning come, when the morning come, everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. Rest in peace.
Through my window, sunbeams wake me to heaven. Won't you take me? Clouds don't come around here today. My troubles aren't here to stay. It's my turn to go out and play. You don't know try. You sit there crying through the night. Keep your head up. Keep your head up to the sky. 'Cause when the morning comes, everything will be alright. All we have to do is wait. When the sun shines, don't hesitate. You gotta get up, get something. When the morning comes, when the morning comes, everybody wants to shine. How you gonna shine when you're steady watching? You gotta get up, get something, something. When the morning comes, energy from the sun. Tell the world, here it comes. Good thoughts keep me smiling. You should keep one on your face. The day can't be replaced. Ain't no need to be wildin'. No, no, no. All we have to do is wait. When the sun shines, don't hesitate. Get up, get something. When the morning comes, when the morning comes, everybody wants to shine. How you gonna shine when you're steady watching? Get up, get something, something. When the morning comes, when the morning comes, all we have to do is wait. When the sun shines, don't hesitate. Get up, get something. When the morning comes, yeah. Everybody wants to shine. How you gonna shine when you're steady watching? Get up, get something, something. When the morning comes, stay thankful. Made it through the day and the sun's going down. Grateful. Waiting for tomorrow when the kids run around. Night has come and gone. When it's dark, that's when we do wrong. And I can't wait to see the light. Ooh, you don't know, 'cause you don't try. You sit there crying through the night. Yeah, yeah. Keep your head up. Ooh, keep your head up to the sky. 'Cause when the morning comes, everything will be alright. All we have to do is wait. When the sun shines, don't hesitate. Get up, get something. When the morning comes, when the morning comes, everybody wants to shine. How you gonna shine when you're steady watching? Get up, get something, something. When the morning comes, yeah. All we have to do is wait. When the sun shines, don't hesitate. Get up, get something. When the morning comes, when the morning comes, everybody wants to shine. How you gonna shine when you're steady watching?
Yeah. That was Growing Nation. I'll have to find the tracks. I was really looking at the names of the tracks. That's the 7th and the 8th track. I'm assuming it's got to be When the Morning Comes. And yeah, man. There are a few things that I wanted to just share about that beginning that kind of, I was listening to that reading today, and I was thinking about the frustration of Ishmael, who was lost, and how his frustration because his half was being taken, and it may be something where maybe at first listening that you're like, well, that's just the plight of someone who is from a certain area and from a certain demographic, but you realize that we all feel that someone's taking our half and that frustration. And so I just think that there's that the sentiment on the other side, not the person who was frustrated that Ishmael was lost, but that to be in Ishmael's perspective and understanding that we're kind of all feeling that. We're all feeling that grind and that thumb and that taking our hand. We're just tired of not having, and we're just busting our butt. And it's like, I'm tired of not having that. And that spirit, that sentiment is something that I think we should be very tender with in ourselves. Because obviously at the end of that, we understand that what the ramifications, what can happen if it eats you up inside, right? So, and then obviously the most important part is that when the morning comes, right? The morning will always come. The morning will always come. And so I listen to those tunes and those words whenever I'm feeling a certain kind of way, whether I'm happy or whether I am sad. And I find myself putting myself in different perspectives in that poem, and obviously, in different emotions throughout the years as I've read it and experienced it. And yeah, man, that was just really beautiful. And I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to just cap in that. That's what I would want to share with y'all. These are like these are tender little treasures that I just wanted to bring to the table. This was show and tell today, and I wanted to just lay them out, and only to my friends. Like some people, they won't understand this, they won't get this, and they'll make fun of these. But no, this here is something really tender and special. And so I was excited to do that today, and I just want to thank y'all for that space. And as we say around here, that's how you do it. That's how you do it on a Thursday, post-op. So we'll probably see how I feel tomorrow. I know on the second day you're probably even more sore, but it's like it's right on top of my head, so I really can't even see it. I've got this little patch on top of bandage on top of it, so I'll have to keep an eye on it. But they definitely said the first 48 hours to kind of just chill out for a little bit, so I will do my best. But I'll certainly try. I'll definitely come on tomorrow and at least try to play a little bit, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. But man, thank y'all so much. Collins, I love you, fool. Guitar Outside, Inside My Heart, I love you. Jupiter, I love you. Choochers, I love you. Bulldog, I love you. CC's, I love you. I love you so much, CC's. Yeah, man. Chambos, I love you. We're gonna find that song for you, Vato. Too much. There's been a couple versions I've done recently because that's one of Chooch's favorite songs. So you guys, that's one of Chooch's absolute favorite songs. So maybe Chooch will let you know which episode it was most recently in. What else we got up here? Coobies, I love you. Mama, I love you. Yeah. I think we got them all. We got everybody? Yeah, we got everybody. We got the crew. We did great. All right. I will listen to the, yes ma'am, I will listen to the doctors. Yeah, so I will make sure I get these chapters so you can go back and digest these, because I'm sure these might want to be revisited. Yeah, so we will, we'll touch base tomorrow. All this light and love we felt today, man, you gotta do it. You know what you gotta do now, right? It's too easy. Just do it. It's easier to do that than to hold it and be ugly and nasty, I promise you. Go give love. Thank you for sharing it with me. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.